Hey, hi guys. I think it has been a long while since I last had a stock market trash talk. So I think it's time for me to have an update of my portfolio or an update of my views on the stock market right now. All right. So today is 31st of July. Okay, so it's the end of July, and right now is 7 minutes to 8 p.m. Singapore time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to my favorite website. One of my favorite websites, Xueqiu. So over here, they are in Chinese, right? But don't worry. I think for those who have watched my live streaming before, they should know that I love using this website, and you can easily translate this Chinese website into an English version. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about that today, how to translate this web page into an English version. So let's look at some of my favorite stocks in my watch list. All right. So I think it's good to talk about stocks of the performance of stocks, or to be more specific, the year-to-date stock performance of some of the stocks in my watch list. All right. So if I click on this, and then you can see that. The meaning of this is year-to-date. Okay, year-to-date, and I think you can see that not many stocks out of my watch list here actually still have a positive return. Okay, year to date, and you can see that. Okay, I think it's good that I just grab this out, and I use PowerPoint here to present my this. Okay. So if you look at this closely, so let me just resize this. Okay, so I think you can see clearly. Okay, not many stocks in my watch list are actually have a year to date. So this is year to date. Okay, year to date means from 1st Jan to now, which is end of July. Okay. Of the many stocks in my watch list, only 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, only 7 stocks. Okay, have a positive year-to-date return. Okay, positive year-to-date return means you make a profit. All right, you make a profit. Okay, and of course, for the rest of the stocks in my watch list, and you are actually making a loss. Okay, if you bought them at the beginning of the year. Okay, so this kind of tells you the general performance of the market here. Okay, so I don't own this. Okay, but I own Dun Macau Corp, and then this FISV. If you look at the marker here, or you can look at the ticker here, FISV. And of course I own Bookshare, and then LVS. I used to own LVS, but right now LVS is a very small percentage of my portfolio. Okay, and the rest is okay. So for the S&P 500, this is the S&P 500 index. Okay, it is still minus 12.59%. Okay, it is down 12.59% year to date. Okay, for the S&P 500. Okay, so for the S&P 500, I think this is a very good index for us to benchmark against. So if you beat the S&P 500, you are actually beating the market. Okay, and by the way, beating the market is not a small feat. Okay, it's a tremendous achievement. Okay, even for the professionals. Okay, so by the way, I think is appropriate for me to share with you this Macau and then this Bookshare. Um, they are the core holdings of my portfolio. Okay, they make up more than 60% of my portfolio. I mean, these two alone, okay, make up more than 60% of my portfolio. Okay, so my this is a update of my portfolio. I would say it's a brief update, so you expect a lot more details into my portfolio, because I don't think it's a good idea for me to share a lot more details of my portfolio. Yeah, so I will stop at here. Okay, and probably we should look into one of the some of these stocks in my watch list. Okay, let me go back to Xie. So I think one of the pretty popular stock, okay, is this arkk. So I talked about arkk the other time. Okay, so if you look at the chart here, okay, arkk actually had the low of $35.10 right here. Okay, it happened on the 13th of May week. All right, so this arkk managed by Cathywood. Okay, you can do a search on Cathywood if you want to know more about Cathywood. Actually, Cathywood used to be marketed as the next Warren Buffett, and we all know what happened to the next Warren Buffett, right? Every next Warren Buffett actually just fizzle off at the end. Okay, after a bull run. Okay, so Cathywood had the same fate. Okay, so if you look at this closely, and her arkk actually had a peak price of 158, and right now is languishing around $45. Okay, so it's I would say it's a 65 to 70% down since the peak here. Okay, and it ever reached a bottom. I mean, yeah, with the wisdom of hindsight, it ever reached a low of $35.10. Okay, and it bounced back from $35.10, and right now is languishing around $45. Okay, so I have no knowledge, okay, and especially I have no expertise. Okay, I'm not an expert, okay, to tell you here, oh, arkk is going to outperform the market, or arkk is going to go back to above $100. Okay, actually, my opinion of arkk is I don't know. Okay, I have no idea. Okay, but if you follow arkk long enough, then you will realize arkk is just a darling of a bull market. So right now it's a bear market. It's a long bear. A long bear means it's a persistent and a long period of bear market. Okay, so I don't think arkk is going to perform in a long bear. Okay, so okay, so I will stop at this. So because I'm not an expert on arkk, so it's better for me to just shut up about arkk. Okay, all right. So the next one I want to talk about is actually the Bookshare. Okay, so over here. So for those who have watched my previous live streaming videos, right, I think you should know that I'm a big fan of Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett is actually the captain of this Bookshare cruise. Okay, if you think of Bookshare, this company as a cruise ship. Okay, so Warren Buffett is the captain of this cruise ship. Okay, so basically he manages the Bookshare company on his own, together with his team, right? So I love this Bookshare company a lot. Okay, so during the recent bear market, okay, so it ever hit, okay, so of course it ever hit $362, okay, at one point, uh, end of March this year, right? And then it had its bad fortune together with the market. So at one point it ever came down to this how much is this? Yeah, we came down to 265 in the week of 17 June, okay, 2022. All right, and now from 265, and then now it kind of like bounced back with Gusto, and I think right now it's hovering around $300. Okay, so in fact, I have been holding Bookshare for many years. Okay, so if I have to let me do a rough estimate. I have been holding Bookshare for more than 5 years. All right, so yeah, so throughout the 5 years, I've been a happy buyer of Bookshare, okay, at a reasonable price, okay. And in fact, in the previous video, I talked about what is the average share price Warren Buffett purchased Bookshare. Okay, so if you want to know the average share price Warren Buffett is willing to pay for Bookshare, B, over here's the B share. So you should go and look at that video. Okay, so then you know that whether you should buy Bookshare B right now or you should wait. Okay, so yeah, I will stop here. Okay. Okay, so for the S&P 500, let's check it out. S&P 500 index, right? So it's a major index. In fact, if this index performs well, and then generally the market performs well. Okay, I think you can it's pretty clear for you to see that. Okay, S&P 500 right now is above the 4,000 level. Okay, which is let me see. So let's go to 1 year, and then let's go to the peak. The peak actually happened somewhere here. So let's see. So actually, if you no, not this. Okay, let me see. Where's the peak at? Okay, so the peak is somewhere here. Okay, so from the peak to the right now, I think S&P 500 actually is still about 13%, slightly more than 13% down. Okay, so yeah, so for the S&P 500, which is a major index, which is a index of almost the best 500 companies on earth in the US. So the index is actually down from the peak 13 point something percent. Okay, so with this, I don't know what S&P 500 index is going to perform. Okay, from here onwards, so it can go up, it can go down, or it can stay flat. All right, and but there is one thing I want to let long-term investors know, is I believe the S&P 500 will somehow bounce back, and then eventually it will go above the peak which happened here. Okay, so what was the peak? So the peak was, so what was the peak? Okay, so the peak is 4766. Okay, at the end of last year. Okay, if zoom out a little bit, or zoom in a little bit, so actually it happened early this year, 2022. So 4793. Okay, so or 4796 range. Okay, so we are still about 600 points away from there. So that will be about 15% left and right, roughly 15% up from here. So I have a lot of confidence in S&P getting back to the peak, and eventually getting higher than the 4796, okay, recorded over here. Okay, so I'm still a long-term investor, so I'm going to stay invested for the long term. So for the past 1 or 2 months, the only action I've done is to add into my portfolio. All right, so I have not so net I have not sold I have sold some shares, but basically I sold some shares and then just switched to some more solid companies. All right, so net I still have a positive inflow to my portfolio instead of outflow. So even the market did not perform well for the past 1 or 2 months. Okay, so a lot of people that actually so-called divested in the past 1 or 2 months because the market did not really perform well. But for me, I'm a long-term investor, and I would love to stay invested for the long term. So in fact, I added for the past 1 or 2 years. So I have a positive inflow to my portfolio. Okay, so yep. So that's about it for today, and so I thank you for watching, and then have a nice day.